at a different spot that I didn't get to try yesterday. The spot normally is fairly deep. It looks even better right now. We're gonna see what happens. Throw the same lure around and see if we can get anything. Probably won't take long if they're in here, which I know they are. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some bigger fish in here right now too, but it is definitely deep right here. Move down a little ways. If this doesn't work, we'll switch lures. I imagine we'd have to get something out of here, but there we go. I lost him. That was a smaller fish, but just about to say there's no way we get nothing out of this spot. Maybe I just have to reel slower because it's deeper. Fish this calm stuff more. Definitely pretty quick though, so it's hard to fish it. Is he on? No, that was a bite. Damn. It's a nice fish, felt like. I think that's a rock. I might finally be losing this lure. Damn it. It's the only one I have. And it's been slaying too, but I think I got it back. I think I'm gonna take that as my sign to move up. It's twice I almost lost this lure. No fish in this spot, except the one we lost. Well, I found one of my good spots that's fortunately still accessible, so we're gonna see if anything comes out of here. Hooked some decent sized fish out of this spot. I believe it was this one. Should be some good sized fish in here still. And rocks. Oh! Oh! I saw that fish chase it. It's gotta be some up by that rock. My best bet is to probably throw it over here and kind of let it flutter. Yep. No, I lost him. Pretty sure that was a fish. Smaller one. Probably not terribly small, but even the good spots that are still fishable are harder to fish than normal. But in the short time we've been here, we've seen one fish chase our lure. So, where there's one, there's more. Sadly, I did indeed lose that lure, and that was the only one I have, pretty sure. Bright side is I do have a lot of gold ones just like that, but now I'm throwing on a size 2 silver blue fox. We're gonna see if that works. Never use this lure, so if it doesn't work or I lose it, I guess it's not the end of the world. Oh, I just saw a nice fish chase it. That was a good sized fish, not gonna lie. That might have been the biggest fish of the trip. This thing just isn't spinning right until the end though. Oh, there we go. I knew I was gonna get one on this eventually. Sweet. That's a decent one too. He's gonna need the pliers. I'm gonna get those pliers. This is my second biggest fish of the trip, I believe. Still probably barely legal if it was, but. There he goes. Took him a sec. Well, I guess I'll keep throwing a blue fox. Supposedly blue foxes could even be better because they make more noise. So usually with fish, it's either, on lures, it's either vibration, so noise, or it's flashiness, or both. That was a dot right there. We're gonna see if anything comes out of it. Glad we got one though, because I was starting to really get irritated with this spot after losing that lure. It wasn't as big as the one I saw chase my lure, but 2 fish at least attempted to hit this lure. One of them did successfully. I'm gonna see, it might have been a dangerous cast. Now that I like this lure, I got it snagged. Got it back, fortunately. So I can do a dangerous cast, I guess. I don't know. I think that's number 9. Lost a few more too. I'm gonna try and keep count, but it's gonna be very hard over 10 days. Seems like every time you switch a lure, it's good for at least 1 or 2 fish. There's 10. That's another nice fish. Damn. This might be close to the biggest one. Yeah, dude, this is a nice fish. This would be an eater. That is a nice fish to have as number 10. I think we're gonna let that one go. Get my pliers out. Looks more like a rainbow, but it is a bandy and a feisty one at that. So I was just thinking I wanted to get one out kind of that middle current. Butte. There she goes. Wow, she swam off so fast. I could tell that was a female, by the way. case you were wondering. I'm just gonna let it flutter. Should be able to get maybe the most fish out of this hole, out of any hole so far, but we will see. If I get more than 3 fish in this hole, then I've beat the record for fish per holes this trip. There's definitely bigger ones out there than that one. But if I catch 2 out of this hole, then it softens the blow of losing that lure a little bit. See if there's another one right by this rock. Sadly, that lure broke off and I didn't even hardly get a chance to pull on it, even though I was in the right spot to where I could have got it back. But anyway, I just switched over to like some steel colored Panther Martin that I've never used. So I'm using lures that I've never used and caught fish, which is good. The only downside is now that there seem to be good lures, I'm losing them, and I don't, most of them I only have one of, so I'm out of size 2 blue foxes. I have size 1s and size 3s, and that's it. There's a fish. That was a tiny fish. Might have been the smallest one of the trip, actually. All right, found another spot that I had kind of forgotten about that should be pretty good. Pretty challenging to get down, so hopefully we get something out of it. I'm gonna try a size 6 black and gold. I believe that was the one I was catching brookies on last year with. One of my favorite lures. So hopefully it doesn't end tragically. Oh, that was a fish. Damn. I think he was chasing it for a fat minute too. We are still stuck at lucky number 10. I'll try throwing it up this way. All right, we're gonna briefly try this last spot right here before going up to the spot I've been wanting to hit this whole time. Spot up around that corner is another real good spot, but there's people camping there, so I'm not gonna fish there until there's no people camping there. For this next spot, we're gonna see if we can catch a brown trout in here. So I kind of lied. There might be more spots before we get to the one I really want to fish, but this stretch looks really good at this height. This spot looks way too good for there to not be something in here. There's got to be a lot of fish in here. I don't know. That's a fish. There we go. Finally one on the Panther. It's another good one. No buttes. Let him go. Easy. 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 There's one. Just threw it. Kind of more of a medium cast. That's 11, by the way. See if we can get another one out there. We're finally at the spot. We're gonna see how fishable it is with this high water. It's definitely gonna be harder. There's some nice fish in here. At least there was last year. Last year we got some. I think the biggest fish we got out of here was a 15. Probably the biggest fish I've ever caught on this river, to be honest. Oh! I was just jigging it and there was a fish trying to hit it. That was a nice fish too. Damn, he just hit it again. It's gonna be hard to catch him though, that's for sure. Looks like a big fish going for it. This might be the last spot I hit. It's another spot I believe I skipped. Actually, I know for a matter of fact I did skip it, but you see, gotta be something below that rock. Ever since I lost that lure, I think I've only caught one fish. We're gonna change lures. Panther Martins haven't been doing so hot. They're normally my #1 favorite trout fishing lure. Because if you didn't know, I am sponsored by Panther Martin. Wish. Switch to a pink holographic. Might move down a little. Oh, there we go. Yeah, first one on the pink. It's just sinking that calm water. It's another decent fish. They're all pretty. Most of them look like this, but there he goes. I think there now he goes. He was stuck in the weeds a little, but he got himself out. That's number 12. Goal for the trip, I've decided, minimum of 50 fish. This is day 2, the first full day, and we're already at 12. I haven't even been hitting it super hard. I haven't even hit some of my favorite spots yet, so. And we got 9 or 10 days really Well, I think that might be a good one to end this session off, and then we'll probably go back. It's only about 5 o'clock right now. We still have several hours more fishing if we wanted to, but I'm gonna try some other spots. We've hit these ones pretty hard. Haven't had the amount of success that I'd exactly had hoped for, especially with that last spot not producing anything, but higher water, definitely more of a grind. So cool, we got 9 today. Oh, we got one on the ultralight. This is the first fish of day 3. It's like I snagged him somehow, but he went for it. There he goes. It's hard to tell I had a fish on this rod. We're just right out in front of camp again. This was the first fish I've caught today because I barely fished, and it's about 4 o'clock. But I'm pretty sure that fish went for it and just got hooked weird. Oh, what? That was a fish. There we go. Rockfish. Felt like a fish at first. Oh, that's a decent fish. Damn. First cast. Here he goes. It's first cast using this rod this trip. That's the biggest fish I pull out of this hole. That one would have been big enough to eat, but I chose not to. A little on the small side, but I do want to get some to eat at some point. Might have been, it's probably like my 3rd biggest fish of the trip. It's only the 2nd fish I've caught today because I barely fished. But I think that puts us at 14 so far this trip. That was one pretty much full day of fishing and then 2 partial days where I barely fished. Might be the only fish we catch. If so, I was only planning on being down here for a few minutes anyway. Hard part is dodging this tree. It's gotten the best of me a couple of times. Sometimes just moving a little up or a little down makes a difference. But I guess I can say I've caught a fish on all 3 pulls now, so that's cool. And these 2 I barely even used. I'm gonna use this one a lot more though because it's smooth. This one's better for a lure rod. I mean, really, this one's better for anything. The other one might be better for bait. So I rigged up my ugly stick, my ultralight for bait. We can't use bait in this certain area, but there's a different area where we can. So we're gonna be doing that tomorrow. And that's a hole, that's one of my favorite holes. We should be pulling quite a few fish out of there, and they should be of good size too, but we will see. All right, we are back fishing kind of the same area we fished, I think on the first night, or no, yesterday. We're gonna see what we can get, if anything. Oh, there's one. First cast came off. Figured we'd get something, but I didn't think it was going to be that close to the end of my cast. I don't know if I can count that one. He was right in front of me, but... Is that another one? No way. No way. Oh, another one came off. That's a good sign. We've hooked 2. That one was even smaller. That's 2 casts and 2 hooked fish. They're obviously up in here. We're looking for those bigger ones anyway. See if we can get one that's like eating size. Did get one out of here like that the other day, so where there's one, there's more. Felt like another one. That was a fish. 100%. That was a decent one. Damn, I'm getting hits left and right. That felt like a fish too. Damn. We're gonna land one eventually. Fish this a little bit. I just took a few steps down. Sometimes that makes a difference. Try this a little and then might move up. Ooh, that was a fish. Pretty sure. We might move up just above that bush. They just didn't quite have the hook enough. That was still wild. It's the most action I've had. Well, the only time I've hooked fish in back-to-back casts, I'm pretty sure. There's one. Was. We lost at least like 3 or 4 for sure fish. Oh no. I think I caught the log. That's not good. If I lose this. I just did. Didn't have the camera on, but I finally got one, and it's a pretty one. I was just about to turn the camera on too because I figured I was going to get a fish. Just lost another lure, and so I switched over to a rainbow panther martin and got one first cast. It's gonna be hard to release this. I just heard one jump. There he had. Oh, there he goes. It's gonna give him a gentle release, but he was ready. That one I actually threw just straight up instead of across and hooked it out in the middle somewhere. I was just about to turn my camera on too because I was feeling that was gonna be the cast. I didn't. So that's the first one I actually have hooked before the camera was turned on this trip. One just jumped right there. Most of the fish I've caught so far this year have been pretty small, but we know some spots where we should be able to find some bigger ones. I hear them jumping back by that tree. I think there's a lot of small fish right along this bank. So what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be a little tricky, is stand over here. I hear them jumping. There's a bunch of small ones in here. There's obviously some bigger fish, but well, I was starting to get real pissed off from that spot, so I had to leave. I was losing lures, then I got stuck in a tree, and then popped it off the tree and hooked myself in the side of the face. And then after that, my lure just came off, my swivel broke, so I had to retie again, and then I was done at that point. These bugs are getting real bad. Well, I made it out to this log. It's pretty, no shot. No fucking way. What am I snagged on? There's a deer running up the hill. It might be the same deer I saw down there. I'm gonna try this for a little bit. That was a fish, pretty sure. I had to take a little break, but back at the campsite, let's see if we can catch any more fish before the day's over. There we go, pretty little guy. Wow, that is a beaut. There we go. That's a bigger one. Oh. Feels like a good fish. Whoa, this might be dinner if I can't get this hook out. Look at that, pretty sunset tonight. That was a big fish. There we go. I don't think he's gonna make it, so we might be cooking 2 fish for dinner. Whoa, that was a big fish. Whoa, he grabbed it right as it was going downward. Oh!